Hello, my name is Paulette Henson, and today I am going to present on being responsible in social media and the use in adult learning and development. And we're going to talk about defining roles and policies for effective integration. Now, the first slide, introduction. Today, we're going to provide a brief overview of how social media is transforming adult learning, the importance of setting clear roles and policies for responsible use, and our objective is to evaluate roles, responsibilities, and policies for social media use in corporate learning environments. Now, the role of adult educators is that we're going to define them in a traditional role, a social media role, and I'm going to provide an example. So the traditional role is facilitating in-person instruction using physical materials and direct interactions. The social media role includes moderating discussions, curating digital content, guiding asynchronous learning, and maintaining engagement. Now, a good example of this is using LinkedIn Learning or private Facebook groups for professional discussions. The role of corporate trainer involves leading structured training sessions with predefined curricula. The social media role is delivering bite-sized interactive training via social platforms like Microsoft Teams or Workplace by Meta. For an example, hosting Q&A sessions on Slack or Yammer to reinforce learning. So oftentimes these can be reels or video shorts just to provide those sound bites to enhance the learning. Role of an adult learner. So the traditional role is passive recipients of training materials and structured lessons. And the social media role is active participants in collaborative learning through discussion forums, content sharing, and real-time feedback. And this is a good way to enhance the engagement within your classroom or course. And an example of that is like engaging in Twitter chats, in LinkedIn articles, or company-wide knowledge sharing threads. So the key point of this particular slide is engagement. Now, the appropriate use of social media, policy 1, the strengths are to provide clear guidelines and acceptable content, which will maintain professionalism and protect the company's reputation. Now, the weakness is it may be too restrictive, so it can limit engagement and innovation. And that meaning that you could have several levels of people within the organization that receive this information or they have access to the social media part. Now, recommended improvement is to incorporate guidelines that encourage knowledge while sharing and maintaining confidentiality and professional etiquette. So it's really designed to have those guidelines in place when you have your employees on social media platforms so that they stay within the structured content. Now, our next policy, which is policy 2, is data and privacy. The strengths are it protects the company and employee data and ensures compliance with the industry regulations. Which we definitely need that to perfect our data or protect our data. The weakness is that it may not address evolving social media threats and best practices. So we have to make sure that we have those uh, firewalls in place where it doesn't impact our security. Now, recommended improvement involves regular updates to policy to address emerging security concerns, i.e., phishing, or e.g., unauthorized data sharing. Now, what are the best practices for social media in learning? One, we want to provide clear guidelines on professional versus personal use. Two, we want to encourage interactive yet respectful communication. Three, we want to require regular training on social media etiquette and cybersecurity. And last, we want to designate a point of contact for social media related concerns. So that way we keep someone sort of like a gatekeeper to make sure that if anyone has any issues or they stumble across something that is concerning, they can have a contact to report that to. Now, in conclusion, as a recap, the roles of adult educators, corporate trainers, and learnings. We talked about that, learners. We also talked about the importance of well-defined social media policies and also a call to action, which is regular policy review and training to adapt to changing social media trends. So thank you very much. Okay.